My name is Garza, and today I'll be explaining the mole concept and giving its definition and origin and providing various examples, giving mass, volume, and finding moles and molecules as well. First is the definition. A mole is the amount of a substance which contains the same number of chemical units as there are atoms in exactly 12 grams of pure carbon. It is represented by a collection of 6.023 times 10 to the 23rd chemical units, which was developed by Avogadro and is today known as Avogadro's number. The first example is one solving for mass. The question is, how many grams do you have given 3.5 moles of sodium chloride? First, you begin with 3.5 moles of sodium chloride. Then you multiply it by the sum of sodium plus chloride, which is 23 plus 35.5, giving you 58.5 grams of sodium chloride. Then, in order to convert it, you divide it by 1 mole of sodium chloride, which cancels out the moles of sodium chloride, leaving you the equation of 3.5 times 58.5, all divided by 1, giving you 204.75 grams of sodium chloride. The next equation involves solving for moles from mass. The question is, how many moles are represented by 0.250 grams of Ritalin, which is C14H19NO2? To begin, we start with 0.250 grams of C14H19NO2. Then we multiply this by 1 mole. Then we would divide this by C14H19NO2, which would equal 233.302. This would cancel out the C14H19NO2 grams. Then multiply the equation and you would get 0.001 moles of C14H19NO2. Another way of using moles is by finding the volume. The equation is, what is the volume of 3.20 times 10 to the negative third moles of CO2? To begin, we start with 3.2 times 10 to the negative third moles of CO2. Then we multiply by the volume of 1 mole of gas at standard temperature and pressure, which is 22.4 liters. In this case, 22.4 liters of CO2. Then, in order to convert, we divide by 1 mole of CO2, which cancels out the moles of CO2. Then, we add up all our components, 3.2 times 10 to the negative third times 22.4 liters, all divided by 1, which gives us 0.07168 liters of CO2. The final example involves solving for molecules, which incorporates Avogadro's number and involves a 2-step conversion. The question is, how many molecules do you have given 12.210 grams of carbon? To begin, we start with 12.210 grams of carbon. and multiply it by 1 mole. Then we divide that by 12 grams of carbon in order to get rid of the grams of carbon. Next, we must convert the moles to molecules. Now we multiply this by 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules and divide by 1 mole of carbon in order to cancel out the moles of carbon. Now we are left to solve the equation across. So we have 12.210 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd divided by 12, which will give us 6.12535 times 10 to the 23rd molecules of carbon. Yeah, so that's how you incorporate the mole concept into everyday science and different equations and conversions. Okay, bye.